FPL blank gaming 29 is almost here, and big decisions to be made on whether I'm going to use my transfers for the blank gaming 29 or activate my free hit chip. In this video, I'll walk you through my FPL team selection for the blank gaming 29 and my current draft in case I use my free hit chip. If you find the video helpful in any way, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Looking back at Gaming 28, I finished on 51 points and I'm on a small green arrow still hovering around the 1 million mark. I transferred out Kyle Walker and brought in Alfie Doughty with the double fixtures that he had in Gaming 28, who's returned 5 points. I'm happy with those returns considering that maybe Kyle Walker could have given me a single point and I could have been 4 points worse off than where I am at the moment. I had Areola in goal returning 2 points, Gabriel in defense returning a single point after conceding a goal against Brentford at home. I had Alex Moreno who came off the bench at home against Aston Villa with no points in Game 28. In midfield, I had Son returning 17 points. I brought in Son in Game 27 when I transferred out Anthony Gordon, who's currently flagged and could be out for a long time. I had Foden, Bukayo Saka and Leon Bailey in midfield returning 2 points, and Solanke, who was my captain, returning 16 points after scoring a goal at home against Luton. Holland up front with 2 points and Ollie Watkins, who was my vice captain, returning another 2 points. On my bench, I had Petrovic, who returned no points, Cole Palmer with 13 points, Fabian Schär with a single point and Botman with also a single point. An overall decent game week. I think we could have done better, and if I had paid more attention in the midweek fixtures, I could have seen that Aston Villa had played in a Conference League and they didn't perform very well at home against Spurs. So Cole Palmer was supposed to be played ahead of Leon Bailey in Game 28, but I did it the other way around, so I benched Cole Palmer and played Leon Bailey, who had 13 points on my bench and Leon Bailey returned only 2 points. So I could have been much better off if I had played Cole Palmer, but unfortunately I didn't, and I only managed to get 51 points in Game 28. Definitely looking forward to the blank Game 29, and I have a big decision to make. Considering that I've only got 6 players in my team at the moment and a single transfer, so if I use that single transfer, I'll only have about 7 players. Now, in terms of the players that I would want to get into my team at the moment, do I need them for Game Week 30? I'm not really sure about that one. So I'm really hovering between using my transfer and taking 2 hits to bring in 2 more players for the blank Game 29, or just activating my free hit chip and pick a team that almost everyone will have similar players to and hope for some good returns. Now, considering that I may just use my transfers for the blank Game 29 and take 2 hits for a -8, I'll have Areola in goal at home against Aston Villa, Alfie Doughty and Moreno in defense. Now, with Alfie Doughty at home against Nottingham Forest, we very well know that Luton are not really capable of keeping clean sheets, so chances are we might not actually get returns from there. Alex Moreno was benched against Spurs, maybe because he had some good minutes in the Conference League, but they do have another fixture today in the Conference League, so I'm not really confident with him starting against West Ham United in Game 29, so that's a bit of a concern. In midfield, I already have Son, who plays away against Fulham, who I'm looking to captain in Game 29, but with my 2 hits, I could transfer out Foden and Bukayo Saka and bring in James Maddison and Johnson, who play away against Fulham, so tripling up on Spurs midfielders, and Leon Bailey, who plays away against West Ham United. And up front, that's another hit which I would take Solanke out and bring in Ivan Toney in the team, who plays away against Burnley. So Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney up front, Leon Bailey, Son, Maddison and Johnson in my midfield, Alfie Doughty, Moreno in defense and Areola in goal. Now, I'm not really happy with that team. I think if I use a free hit chip, there could be some edge that I could get rather than going into a game week that I think could be very low scoring and taking a -8 hit to field a team that may not even give me back the returns in terms of the hits that I'll take. And when I use the transfers, Maddison and Johnson, I'm not really certain those are the players that I want from Game Week 30 onwards, because I think we're at a point where we need to try and get more Salah in our teams, so that's something that we have to consider. So this is the team that I would go with if I use just my transfer and take 2 hits heading into Game 29. But the other option is of course to use my free hit chip. Now, if I activate my free hit chip, this is my possible lineup. I'll have Flecken in goal, who plays away against Burnley. I think We are hoping for a Brentford clean sheet, but Brentford are also a team that are struggling defensively and they may not keep a clean sheet in that fixture against Burnley, because I think Burnley are also capable of scoring. Even though they struggle, we expect them to do much better at home, but Flecken is the one that I'm leaning towards if I activate my free hit chip in game 29. I'll still have Alfie Doughty in defense at home against Nottingham Forest because there's not really a lot of options that we can go for. Pedro Porro comes in defense, playing away against Fulham, and Matty Cash, who plays away against West Ham, in my defense. So I've got a back three of Alfie Doughty, Pedro Porro, and Matty Cash. I'll go with the midfield of Son, Gerard Bowen, Maddison, and Leon Bailey. So Son away against Fulham, Bowen at home against Aston Villa, Maddison away against Fulham, and Leon Bailey, who plays away against West Ham United. Up front, I'll go with the front three of Ivan Toney, who plays away against Burnley, Chris Wood, who plays away against Luton, and Ollie Watkins, who plays away against West Ham United. So my bench doesn't really matter, it could be anyone. I currently have Elanga, who plays away against Luton, and Leguron, who plays away against Burnley, but I think the defense is not really somewhere that we're looking to get points from. I think the team that we field as the 11 is the one that we are relying on in terms of getting returns. So at the moment, I'm not really certain on what I'm going to do, but I'm leaning towards using my free hit chip because I don't think going into game 29 with a -8 is the smartest thing to do. But I think if we can just use the free hit chip, we could still end up on a green arrow without having to take haste to field a good enough team in game 29. That could also cause me problems come game 30 in terms of having players that I don't really want to use going forward. So this is how my team should look if I use my free hit chip. Flecken in goal, Alfie Doughty, Pedro Porro, and Cash in defense, Son, Bowen, Maddison, and Bailey in midfield, Ivan Toney, Chris Wood as my differential playing away against Luton, and Ollie Watkins up front. So the captaincy is, I think, straightforward. I think Son is the one that's been performing very well, and he's the one that has the better fixture in terms of the players that we expect to get returns from. Ivan Toney plays away against Burnley, but I think he's blanked in the last few games, so we're not really expecting massive returns from him. So Son is the one that I'm looking at as my captain heading into the blank game 29. So this is how my team should look come the blank game 29 if I use my free hit chip. Obviously there's midweek fixtures that we have to wait for before we make any decisions, but if I use my free hit chip, this is where my team will lean towards come the deadline for game 29. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Good luck for the blank game 29, and I'll see you soon.